Well, good afternoon, everyone. As I was introduced, my name is Mike Cojerian, and I'm the country manager for Korea, Japan, and Taiwan for Fortescue Future Industries. I'd like to thank, first of all, the organizers of H2 Meet for this amazing exhibition. And of course, I'd like to thank everyone here for listening to me very patiently over the next 10 minutes or so. Let me start by keeping my lawyers happy by saying that my presentation may contain some forward-looking statements. And I thought what I'd do today was just do a bit of a Q&A session describing Fortescue. So I think the first question that needs to be asked is, well, who is Fortescue? And I think I should start by saying that Fortescue really is our values. Employees at Fortescue take all these quite seriously. And these is the reason that for the success that we've had at a company, and the reason why those of us that work at Fortescue find it a great place to work every day. Of course, Fortescue is also, until now, an iron ore mining company in the Pilbara region of northwest Australia. And you can see here our financial results for our most recent fiscal year, which ended at the end of June this year. We achieved profits of slightly over $6 billion and revenue of $17 billion. And the important thing to show here is that the board of Fortescue has stated that they will invest 10% of Fortescue's earnings to build our green hydrogen business. So what that means is that we have a stable base of revenue upon which to build our green hydrogen portfolio. So I guess the next question is, well, why is an iron ore company getting involved in building a green hydrogen portfolio? Well, the reason for that is that Fortescue has probably set the most ambitious targets in the global mining industry for decarbonizing our operations. As you can see here, we will become net zero in our Scope 1 and our Scope 2 emissions by 2030, and we'll achieve net zero for our Scope 3 emissions by 2040. So when we started to look at how to achieve that, we realized that green hydrogen was going to be the key enabler to achieve this. Of course, it's not only Fortescue that's realized this. Companies and countries around the world, including here in Korea, realize the importance of hydrogen to decarbonization. And that's why, in addition to using our green hydrogen projects to decarbonize our own mining operations, we think that we can become a key global supplier of green hydrogen across the world. I guess the next question that needs to be asked is, well, what makes Fortescue think that we can build such an ambitious portfolio? And I think the reason for that is that we're a world leader in creating and executing major projects at speed and scale. So I'll show just a few examples of this. This is the infrastructure projects that we've built, our rail and port, to bring iron ore from the Pilbara to the global markets. And as you can see here, we were able to achieve this at costs that were a fraction of the cost of some of our peers in the industry. Again, for some of the iron ore projects that we've built, the same thing. You can see that we've been able to build incredibly large iron ore mining operations at a fraction of the cost of our industry peers. And so what we will do is we'll take the experience and the expertise from the mining industry, and we'll carry this over to be able to build our hydrogen portfolio. What this shows is that we have global ambitions. We have teams in over 30 countries now, and we will build green hydrogen projects in North and South America, Europe, Africa, Central and Southeast Asia, and of course the key topic for today, Australia. And what I also want to show here is that many of our projects that will be located in the west coast of North America, in Southeast Asia, and also, of course, in Australia, will be ideally located to supply green hydrogen and other hydrogen products, to the Korean market. In addition to that, we have a big team working on science and technology. One of my colleagues, Lucas, is in our science and technology team, because we realize that there will be a wide variety of global industries that will require hydrogen utilities, petrochemicals, industry, transport, and steel. And therefore, we need to develop the technologies to economically supply a wide variety of green hydrogen products, synthetic fuels and methane, liquid hydrogen, green ammonia, green fertilizer, and green iron to the world. Another question is to be asked is, why green hydrogen? We're not involved in blue hydrogen or any other color, just green. I suppose there's three reasons for that. First is simplicity. As I said, one of our main targets is to decarbonize our own mining operations. And because green hydrogen is produced from renewable energy, there is no direct greenhouse gas emissions, so it's a very simple way to decarbonize. The second is economics. A lot of industry forecasts that I've read state that green hydrogen will be the lowest cost source of zero emissions hydrogen by 2030. At Fortescue, what we're doing is we're going to accelerate that process by creating scale and using technology that we develop to move that up. And the third reason, of course, which I think is a topic that's quite pertinent for now, is energy security. Green hydrogen and other green hydrogen-based products can become a source of energy that's independent from hydrocarbons and therefore independent from the geopolitical risks that the hydrocarbon industry is subject to. And I think that's a topic that's on everyone's mind now, as we see from the war in Ukraine. And for a country like Korea that's dependent upon energy imports, we think that Fortescue, and certainly Australia, can become a reliable and secure source of zero carbon energy. Let me just finish up by showing a couple of our near-term projects that we're quite excited about. The first that was mentioned previously is our Green Energy Manufacturing Center, which is under construction right now in Gladstone, Queensland. And this is a great example, as I mentioned before, about how we're going to use technology and scale to accelerate the process of making green hydrogen the most economic source of hydrogen in the world. This project will have the capacity to produce 2 gigawatts per year of electrolyzers, which will double the global capacity for electrolyzers. And it will start operations next year. So again, we saw that one of the bottlenecks for green hydrogen was the lack of electrolyzer production capacity. And we decided to meet this challenge head on and produce our own electrolyzers. What we'll do with those electrolyzers, one of the projects we'll use it for will be our Gibson Island project. Gibson Island is an existing ammonia plant that's located along the Brisbane River in Brisbane, also in Queensland. And so what we plan on doing is replacing the gray hydrogen feedstock with green hydrogen produced from our electrolyzers with electricity, renewable electricity procured from the Queensland grid to produce green ammonia. And because it's located along the Brisbane River, it'll be able to supply green ammonia both to the Australian domestic market as well as to export markets. The project will produce somewhere around 50,000 tons of green hydrogen per year, which is about 350 to 400,000 tons of green ammonia per year. And our CEO, Mark Hutchinson, recently stated that he expects that we will start exporting hydrogen within 3 years. And we certainly have high expectations that this project could be one of those projects that's starting to export within 3 years. Let me just conclude very quickly by saying that we believe that Fortescue Future Industries has the track record, resources, and capability to become a main supplier of green energy and green hydrogen to Korea. We're building a portfolio of projects in regions, including Australia, of course, that can securely and economically provide green hydrogen and green energy to Korea. And of course, we welcome the opportunity to work with Korean companies to build our global green hydrogen business. Thank you very much.